Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome. I'm very pleased to be joined by Mark Hoolwerf, who is the Director for International Business at the Port of Amsterdam International. Mark, welcome.
Thank you.
We're obviously here today at World Hydrogen MENA. Mark, you've been involved in some of the panels and talking about the Port of Amsterdam. Can you give us a little overview of the port and how ports are becoming a key critical part of the sort of hydrogen supply chain? And also some of the activities that you're doing in Amsterdam and also here in the region.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. So Port of Amsterdam is the fourth largest port in West Europe and really an energy hub. So we handle about 100 million tons per annum, and about 60% of that is related to fossil energy sources. So it's very clear that we have a big challenge in terms of energy transition, and we feel that green hydrogen is one of the key instruments to accomplish that. We have a number of industries in the Port of Amsterdam that have a very strong ambition and incentive to decarbonize, including a very large steelmaking cluster.
Yeah.
We are also connected to Schiphol Airport, so the aviation industry is also a big one. And as I mentioned, we have about 45 million tons of fossil-based energy sources that we also need to transition into clean energy sources. That's why there's a very strong focus from Port of Amsterdam on establishing a green hydrogen ecosystem, which includes some production locally. It includes leveraging the pipeline infrastructure that the Netherlands has to balance national demand and supply, and also really focus on the import of green hydrogen from other countries of production.
Yeah, that's the North Sea Canal area, is it? The hydrogen hub there that's being built out?
Exactly. So when you look at the North Sea Canal area, it's one of the biggest economic clusters in the whole of the Netherlands. It's good for about 19 billion euros in added value every year. And it has several components. So you have the Greater Amsterdam region, which is about 2.5 million people. Then you have the steelmaking cluster I mentioned before. You have Schiphol Airport, and then in the middle you have Port of Amsterdam. So you have a pretty nice combination of potential off-takers and the industrial port complex in the Port of Amsterdam that can facilitate that, and also create connections then to the hinterland that we serve.
And so you mentioned also obviously importing, and obviously we're here in Dubai. You've had good discussions and agreements across the region. What are some of your activities like in the MENA region?
So the MENA region is obviously one of the main regions that a lot of people look at for the production of green hydrogen, and in particular within the quickest time frame. So that's why we're also very much focused on discussions with the UAE, including an MOU that we closed with Masdar earlier this year. And I think our approach is really then a value chain approach. So we work with our clients that play different roles within the value chain. So we closed the MOU with a number of partners, but it also looks at offtake, it looks at transportation, and then obviously to see if we can receive Masdar produced hydrogen either from Abu Dhabi or any of the other locations that Masdar has developed. And that's why conferences like these are so useful for us as well, because it gives you the opportunity to meet with many different players that play different roles. And it's basically everybody has a piece to the puzzle, and conferences like these allow you to kind of fit it all together.
Build the jigsaw.
Yeah, exactly. Build the jigsaw. So that's why I'm very happy to be here as well.
And have you learned anything, especially over the last couple of days?
So I think what I learned is basically the very diverse range of perspectives on what is happening, what is most likely to happen. So I think that's one of the key challenges, obviously, that plays within the hydrogen space, and that's why it's always very interesting to learn all these different perspectives. Because I mean, if you would only be focused on what is happening in your own region, you would never get all these different perspectives. And I think that's one of the key lessons that I take away, that there's still so much uncertainty, and at the same time that in the hydrogen space that translates to many, many opportunities to develop the industry as a whole.
I mean, I'm certainly struck by some of the opportunities just in the rail sector. It's a sector I kind of dismissed, I guess, but certainly across the region, you suddenly see the opportunity for that sort of whole green infrastructure to if there's only 15% of 150,000 kilometers worth of track that's electrified, then that's a massive opportunity. So yeah, lots to learn, and lots of opportunities, but also lots of challenges. But I guess sort of normal challenges. So but yeah, interesting to see sort of key parts of the chain coming together, and you obviously represent one of those key linkages in terms of the supply chain. So look, thanks a lot for coming and contributing, and we look forward to hearing more from the Port of Amsterdam.
Perfect. Thank you very much, and see you at the next conference.
Yeah, cheers. Take care.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.